live. Let's go to the workshop and look for some workshop pieces for today. Oh, that's sick. That's a really cool mural. This is separate from anything I'm actually looking for. Actually, let's look at the rest of these. It's always good to look at these. We've got some post-Asuka stuff. Makes sense. 80s suburb house set seems useful. Burger. I like Borgor. Ticket booth. We don't have an entrance in this park yet. We should probably get one. Actually, where is our entrance? What do I even have set up for an entrance? Let's see if this is interesting. Desert fossil zone. Okay. On today's agenda is the Frenchman Formation. Which gives us fucking nothing? Nobody's done anything for Frenchmen. Really. Does it have an alternate name? If we search just French. 4 pages. France. French frigate. Because somebody might have done something with Frenchman as like 2 words or something maybe. French McDonald's? Uh-huh. Sure. My best enclosure ever. Uteranus. France. Okay, I'm thinking we got nothing for Frenchmen. I'm thinking we're completely on our own. Which is fine. I have a plan already for this exhibit. Probably want to build it. Toilet French architecture. Is it French just because it's like brickwork? Is that what makes it French? Okay, nothing for French. I want to look at moats. I want to see if we have a complete moat. If anybody's got just like a full ringed moat, not just a piece. It's a great day, is it? What makes it a great day? Hey, Rogups, welcome to the stream. We have 9 whole pages of moats. I mean, there's this guy who's got like a set of moat pieces. We could try using these. No longer with the US. Canada is out. Yeah, I saw some stuff going on with the whatchamacallits? Why can't I think of the words? Ooh, I like the moat bridge, but I don't know if there's that much use to this. Tariffs, that's it. Today is Torosaurus Day, yes. Just reading the description here. I'm just curious if there's any interesting intention there. I like that they have, like, these pieces. These are interesting. We might use these. Maybe this is not the place to do it. Tall moat fence. What will the next continent we do be? I'm not too sure. I haven't really thought ahead of this exhibit. Kind of hoping there'd just be like like one complete moat simulation. Interesting. That looks very complex. There's another moat pack. We could just make a square exhibit, but don't know if I want to do that. Can't tell very well here where the moat is in this, but I do appreciate this railing. You see, a lot of them are just these like little segments. That's kind of what I was hoping to avoid. Good large carnivore anti-climb moat. That looks very big. Like thick. Texicana modular moat kit. Interesting. Water moat enclosure. That might be interesting if this is one piece. I want to look at this. This might be good. This is what I'm looking for, is like some sort of like, basically I want somebody's like pre-made exhibit where I can just take the perimeter and then put my own shit inside without having to piece together the whole outline. Wildlife park style moat anti-climb nets. So that looks like it's just basically that fence piece. Large natural plateau enclosure, that's not what I want. One more page, and then we'll jump into the park build. Long moat. Looks a little busy. Technically, we're not even done catching up on the existing exhibits. We did part of it, but there's still a lot of stuff we could do. So I'm hoping we can put together this exhibit relatively quickly so that I can invest some part of the next episode into continuing to work on the past exhibits and improve the quality of them. But we'll see. Alright, so we got our Chungs, our Gigants, we're missing Theory still, we're not currently hatching anything, we're not running any expeditions currently either. We got our Coelophysis, we got our various babies. So, next exhibit will be... So we have Europe going in here somewhere. So I could go... down here for Frenchmen. Although I feel like Frenchmen should be north of Chinle. Because it is. So maybe I want to put it, like, here. So, we got this moat with fence. We haven't used that. We got a wood moat. I wonder if we use that somewhere. Okay, this is in fact a full exhibit. A large one, too. I mean, this would basically fit, like, here. Kinda. That house over there is off the edge. Maybe like this? Roughly? Just put it down and take a look at it. Okay, so it comes with its own built-in shelter, which is nice. Question becomes, what terrain level is the correct terrain level? So that's levitating, so that's bad. So this level. Okay, so we could, like, integrate this rock here, actually. This is part of the exhibit. So we could actually keep this like that, more or less. Should be kind of cool. Okay, then what part of this is the moat exactly? I guess you'd want this level so that the rock ledge and stuff appears there. Otherwise, it's buried. Yeah, and getting this is maybe going to be a little fiddly. Let's continue this around here first. It comes with a little central planter thing. I'm probably going to delete this. I don't think we need any of that stuff in there. I might keep this element there and move it. The problem I'm seeing is there's not a lot of give on the outside part in terms of how much you can adjust the land. I hate how unresponsive terrain adjustment feels in the game. It really is quite annoying sometimes. Okay, so this height level is pretty okay with that ledge. Although I could just keep it like this. Maybe that's not bad. Is it? It's... Yeah, because that will cover that. That's not good. Okay, let's start by just doing this. I went too far there. Although, I mean, I guess at some point it's kind of concealed by the plants and stuff anyway. So it's not even that big of a deal. Okay, well that got gross. Very gross, very quick. Hmm. Okay, that part's just gonna be kind of weird, period. So is this decorative elements? Yes. Okay, so this we can fix that in post, so to speak. Hello again, Cryo. You're already here. I don't know why you're saying hello again as if you are just showing up for the first time. I may want to just cut this path. It's kind of going all over the place anyway, currently. Let's see. Let's do this. Little sand path. Let's just run this over here. Terrain too steep. Fight me. Literally fight me. Okay. There's nowhere I can send this to, really. Maybe this way. Nice. Okay. Don't know what the fuck's going on here, but it worked. Don't know if it's you or if the stream has bad quality. It's probably you. Maybe because you're in old Quebec and there's a lot of people using the Wi-Fi. Sure, could be it. Alright, let's sever this connection. We'll leave this awkward loop there. Perfect. Yeah, fireworks. Have fun. I think I like this. I like this like loop coming off here and all that. I think that's fun. We gotta decide what to do about the terrain. Height being weird though, because now we've got this down dip here. I mean, I guess I could just literally smooth it out so that it's just the whole path is slightly at an elevation, I guess. Maybe that's not that bad even. Like, keeping the elevation does make this exhibit feel like it's doing something. Alright. Do I keep these rocks that kind of push out? I actually don't think I hate them. Looking at them more, I think I'm kind of okay with there being rocks like that. Since there's like rocks behind the path anyway, it kind of just creates the illusion that it's all, you know, built together. This one I don't like as much though, because this is a lot of rock over here on this path. And especially when I like adjust the terrain height a little bit more, then it just further gets a little bit weird. So I think we just sneak it down slightly. Perfect. The LOD is still a little awkward, as you can still see it popping in and out of existence as you zoom out. But that's just actually a really bad problem with JWE3 specifically, is this distance pop-in. It's not everything that's bad with it, but certain decorative items, it's got really bad pop-in. Like, look at the logs. Right? Some of them literally disappear under relatively short distance, and other ones go, like, two-dimensional. Like these ones. Even under a very short distance. This is, like, hideously bad. And it's specifically those trunks. Like, the bigger trees, they don't have any pop-in. It's just these, like, stumps that do this. It's very strange. Like, look at that. There's a lot of graphical glitches in this game that people don't talk about enough. It's actually pretty sloppy in some places. Okay, so I intend to replace this fence with glass at some point. That is a in the future objective. I want a hotel, I think, for visibility. So a small, like, Texarkana hotel, I think. This spot specifically, I just can't not be. Why was it about to crash? What the fuck are we doing, JWE? We good? No, we're good now. That was weird. Okay, this needs power. So we have this geothermal generator here running 14 out of 64. It is connected right there, and it is not connected anywhere else. So we can get a new unit in here. Somewhere like over here. There's not much space. The way I've kind of set things up here. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So let's push this cliff back more. And these cannot cross each other. Oh my god. Forgot about that. It might be time to redo the power network. Let's be real here. This sucks. Alright, here's what we're doing. We're stripping out every split. We're stripping out all the intervening pipes. Going from there. So, we've got 3 supplies, I think. Yeah, we got this one. So we'll kill this splitter. I'm going to leave that pipe there so I can see where it is. Bulk demolish. Nope. Pirates. So if I turn these off... Okay, cool. That actually will only delete the pipe specifically. Lovely. That's what I want. Oh, but I want to delete the hubs too. So we do buildings on, pipes on? Yeah. Wait, this is... Geothermal generator, geothermal generator. Why do we have each of those in there? Asking real questions. But why? Okay. Kill you, kill you, kill you. Kill you. We'll leave that bit coming down there. All right, so 64. Edit network. This one is connected directly, so we're gonna sever that. Put in a splitter here. Okay, that powers that. And this one goes here. Now that powers all of this. 14, 12. So we could split again. This is kind of all this is going to be. So let's do... We do a splitter over here. I'm choosing my own aesthetic preference for the placement rather than rely on the automatic placement. Okay. 16, 16. Upgrade this. Increase radius. Now that hits my new hotel. I want a restroom of the Texarkana variety. And a shelter of the InGen shelter variety, which goes right here, I guess. Shouldn't unpause because a bunch of shit's depowered, but it's fine. Okay, so that's one generator plugged in. Now this one can actually connect over this way more. We got this guy here that needs to connect up, doing its own thing. So I think this one should power mostly this section of the park. Alright, no available outputs. What the fuck are we talking about? That doesn't make any sense. What? Is it because this isn't connected back up over here that it gets weird on me, maybe? Let's get this running underneath the path, more or less. Less likely to disrupt my trees that I put down. Okay, and this. Wait. Split's there. Split's there. This is this line here. Yeah, this one is... should split at the very end, honestly. Okay, maybe we can run it back the other direction. Okay, first off, can we connect this up, or is this going to be weird? Is this behaving strangely? No, it's good. Will this work now? Yes. Strange. Okay. This is powering one node. What is this? Oh, the gate. Right. This one is for the gate. This is powering 10 out of 16. So we would want to do a split off of this. I killed a bunch of trees on me. Okay, but it's actually fine. Okay. So, power to there, to there, to there. Power to here. That generator's good. And then we got this one. And this one, seemingly, currently, can just connect directly together. Why do I have that and that? Asking the real questions. Like... this isn't needed, right? Everything's powered now. Yeah, that was probably there specifically because of how I had stuff going before. That had to be set up like that. I'm guessing. At some point that did power something. Okay, everything is powered. Now look at how much nicer the power grid is. Wow. Wowee. Alright, maintenance check. None of this is in maintenance. Yay, I love maintenance. We need one here, and we need one there. So, maybe just like right here alongside this fella. And then one down here can probably go like right behind this, as long as I can get it close enough to hit the hotel. So it's got to be like real close to that contour line. I'm worried it's going to mess it up. Yeah, a little bit. There we go. I think we got enough back to fix this up a little bit. Actually, yeah, let's do a little undo action. And then that way I don't have to fix that, try to like restore that hillside to the slope it had. Which can be complicated. Alright. Get you aligned with this building. Great. Place it in there, about there. It's more fiddly than I was expecting it to be. Okay, that seems good. We still only have the one facility. I think it's probably about time to get another maintenance facility going on this other side of the island. So let's make sure you're not maintenance over here. Excuse me. New maintenance facility. Let's do an InGen one for this area. Keeps with the vibes of the compound. We should also probably finalize this compound, honestly, because we got this like placeholder path here. Let's kill this. Let's get this properly orientated. Alright. So, sand. Coarse sand path. Let's kill this. I guess actually, yeah, if we're like running it this way, okay, it's obstructed by the monorail. Okay, can I get like a path? Yeah, it's not, just doesn't get past there. Let's put it on the other side. Do this. Why does that? Yeah, see, that's its own thing. Weird. Okay. So I'd want to eventually, like, fence this all in, I think. So so that it has that feel of a, you know, backlot, like secure compound. But we'll wait on that. I guess I'll throw storm defense in here. Okay, we'll keep these as InGen for the InGen compound. I might change the skins on the other ones. What are my opinions on ants using their babies as hot glue guns? The children must contribute to the colony. Therefore, any value that is gained from them is good. So ants are based, I guess, is what I'm going with. I don't know where this is going. All right, large hotel research, sure. All right. Let's fix this before we go any further. So there were concrete, maybe pillars that we were using. Not wall sections. They were like trims. It's actually decently straight, I would say. Sure wish I could see where my wall was, but that's fine. Yeah, it's very much not straight because it comes all the way over here. Can I actually just put one of these down in a way that actually is straight? Like, if I clip it onto the wall anywhere, will it actually be properly aligned in a way that I can more appropriately use it? Yeah, like this. This'll work. Okay. Yeah, do that. Delete this one. Nope. Okay, then we do this, then we do 20, let's just do 30%, 30 degrees, I mean, for perfect 90-degree rotation. Let's make it, let's put the inside, camera 3. Let's get the inside aligned exactly. Okay. Now we do this. Sure. Okay. And there is our exit. Hopefully this still works with the collision. We had the frame in there before, but then it wasn't working, so we moved it. Let's do a bunch of deletion of stuff here. Everything in the middle, I think we're going to strip out. I want to grab this. Keep this guy. So I'm going to take you. We're going to put you all the way over here. Whoops. Let's look at the rest of this. Is there anything... Well, I can't see most of the rest of this, to be honest. So let's do this. Okay, let's not go that far, though. Since that seems to be intended to be sitting on a higher elevation. Is that true for the barn? Debatable. Okay, the description of this did have, like, water as a thing. So we should probably consider, that as well. Like, what were they doing with the water? Okay, I can't get all the way to the concrete. So if they're doing something like this, this is all it can achieve. It seems. So I'm not opposed to this, but this is not... We're not doing the whole moat like this. Why is the undoing so, like, sluggish with water, specifically? I'm hammering this undo button. And it is struggling. Okay, I think we're at the limit there, actually. We'll decide what I want to do with the water later. And yeah, I think these little islands are cute, but they don't fit what I planned for this. So let's just do a little multi-select and delete. I want to keep that little roller there. Alright, so the plan for this exhibit is a little multi-tiered thing. I guess the question would be do we think this is too big? Maybe not. Maybe it's fine. Yeah, let's figure out terrain levels back here. So the fence looks good here. The barn, I question if it's supposed to be slightly lower. Because, yeah, this, like, hay comes through here. But then, yeah, this floats. So, I don't know about that. Probably the case of it, like, being on slightly different terrain levels, maybe. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe this is intentional, because if you paint this with, like, sand or roots, it kind of pops more. How did my camera revert back to 3? I have questions. Maybe. Okay, we still don't have a way for the cars to get in here. So that's something we want to take care of. We could probably start an episode at this point. Hey, Mutasaurus, just finished a park. Very nice. Welcome to the stream. Alright, welcome back to our fossil formations of the world park build. So I've started work on the Frenchman Formation exhibit. I have downloaded a exhibit from the workshop that comes with a moat. And then I've used that as the outer perimeter for the fence. I've deleted all the interior stuff. We're going to build our own interior. I just wanted to get a perimeter that was pre-built, so I didn't have to build the whole moat section myself. I thought that might be an interesting way to do at least one of these exhibits. It comes with this little barn, which is perfect. It comes with a few little items for the dinosaurs to use. So we've kept those, but all the interior decorations we're stripping out. We're putting in our own design for the inside. I've run a path here along the outer moat perimeter, which I think works pretty well for making this feel like a proper zoo exhibit that you're, sitting there looking inside the building. And that should all work well. And then for the power situation, right? This was getting real bad. We saw, of course, last time the geothermal generator network was a rat's nest. I've completely redone it. I've deleted everything. And then I've reconnected everything in a more logical way. So we got this geothermal generator here, the newest one that powers the section of backlot buildings and the North American exhibits. The original generator we had over here now actually connects all the way over into this sector of the park, powering the Shakshi Mao formation and the back gate of Namet and the backlot buildings here, and then actually splits and branches all the way around the backside, following this little path we put in for the Jeeps to actually connect over here to power this gate. rather than this being powered all the way over here from all the way down here where it was. And then Namet itself has its own dedicated power section, which is a little, you know, overdone, but this one will probably feed down this way eventually as well. So yeah, much cleaner, much easier to tell what pipes are going where, and I needed to do this, and this was probably the last time to do it before it became completely hideous and unbearable. We also have this path here now looping around this way awkwardly as just kind of placeholder, because this path used to run through here where this new exhibit is. So that all had to go. In terms of our Frenchman formation animals, there are 4. It is Torosaurus and Monosaurus and Kylosaurus and Ornithomimus, I believe is the plan here. Toro and Monto Ornithoanki. Yes. So there's Toro in Hell Creek. There's Toro and Stygian Frenchman. Which I don't... Stiggy's not in my notes for Frenchman, so this might be a JWE-ism of, like, splitting it up. Or, like, maybe it could be considered to be in there or something, but at least on, like, the short list of, like, obvious Frenchman formation animals, it's not present. And then, yeah, these are all unlocked. We're 3 stars now, so these are all unlocked anyway, actually, so this is fine. So there's a Monosaurus. That one's not too bad. That's an early unlock anyway. Ornithomimus down here on the smalls somewhere. This one. Okay. Tiny herbivores. And then what else was I missing? Ankylosaurus. Where was that? Anky, 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 Anky? Hello, Anky? Where did you go? Wait a second. Am I blind? Wait a second. Is it missing? Am I crazy? No, this is also armored here. Okay, we found it. It's just because of the way the random dig sites works, it like co-ops the existing nodes, which ends up with some things being put in weird spots because they're more evenly distributed than they are in base game, right? Which is why we have like omnivore dig sites with a bunch of animals and piscivores with a bunch of animals. I mean, I guess there are a bunch of piscivores now, but anyway. Great. So, I guess let's get like one animal out and then do the research for the rest, I think, is the plan. Well, part of the reason I started this video is I did want to actually, like, you know, talk about my plan for the exhibit, but I kind of forgot I was going to do that when I just started, you know, doing the intro ramble and whatnot. So yeah, I want to make a kind of a exhibit with a little bit more elevation in it, with like the low spot in the front where the visitor viewing area is, but then like slopes going up that are all climbable by the dinosaurs. So I think we'll do something like that, like 3 terrain contours per slope area. That maybe. Or then, yeah, just something like that to start with, and then we build out from here with these like contour levels. So let's jump into our fossils real quick. Okay, we're just drowning in Stygimoloch, apparently. You know what? It probably makes as much sense to research the other animals as it does to not. Let's do this. Nope, you're cheaper. Do this. And let's go with the research tree. So Anki is 12. So probably stick a pin in Anki for now. Maybe we'll come back to that one last. Once we've ramped up to it. And then that's Edmonto. So yeah, let's get this. This is so cheap, I don't think it's even worth grabbing this guy. Okay, then I want to do something with the water. So let's think about this. If I put water... I have an idea, another idea, kind of riffing on the existing... what we did with the Posasuchus, the Chinle Formation exhibit, where we had that waterfall. I kind of want to do something with that again, but a different take on that. That way there's kind of a connected theme between these two exhibits a little bit. Okay, well you're like super fiddly on generating water, huh? Okay, let's just remove that part. This is centralized enough, I think. But then we do this, I think. And then we put some water here. Maybe. Okay. We got a waterfall. It's not a very good one. Can we get bigger, more interesting waterfall? Actually, do I want a bigger waterfall? Maybe I don't for what I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't mind like a dramatic waterfall as my singular one. Yeah, that's like a decent stream. Okay, I think that works for me. So what I was thinking was, let's do this. Let's go up. Maybe 3 more levels here. So we'll make this a taller plateau. Please don't disrupt my existing waterfall. Thank you. Yeah. This is a taller plateau. But then what I was thinking was this. A cut down version of this. So let's do this. Let's grab like, not you, not you. Wait, but I want this. Okay, so that's why that was grabbing both of that. Hey Akuma, welcome to the stream. And then this is also one piece, I guess. So let's do that. And duplicate this. We take this guy. Yeah, so this is like a really poorly constructed decoration because we built it kind of piecemeal. But that's kind of how it happens. Okay, chuck this guy here. And then what I want to do is sink it down in such a way that the water seems to be coming from one of the pipes. Now this is probably already as big as it gets. So I think that works. Okay. Let's clear those. We don't really need the side pieces as much, actually. But I think I'll keep them for now, because it's easier to keep them than it is to not keep them. Yeah, see, these aren't actually centered with a singular pipe, which is a slight issue. We're modded. Mostly ratings mods, because I think the game was far too easy. So I have cranked up the difficulty with my own custom settings in a mod of my own design. We also have random dig sites enabled, which is another one of my mods as well. Although that one is publicly available. Why don't we just strip out the ledges? Let's just kill these. Because they're not matched. they're not aligned for a single pipe anyway. So let's just kill them. We'll keep the frame. That might be useful. Although it may not exactly technically be aligned either. It's close enough. So what I'm thinking we do, kill this as well, is I want this to appear to be coming out of a cliff face. So if we use rocks to build a cliff face, and then we merge that with the actual environment, then it would look like there was a drainage pipe coming out of the side of the cliff. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So if we do temperate, we should get the temperate rocks. We could use these, like, big bastards that I'm inside of, apparently. This is way too big. Never mind. That's ridiculous. Yeah, maybe this guy on, like, either side and rotated would work for starting a cliff face out. Let's put one of these in here and look at it a little bit more closely in terms of its, like, rotation. So this face here is very flat. This might work. It would result in this, like, obstruction there, kind of maybe clipping inside of the pipe. But maybe that's okay. Well, okay. So if I want this rock to come out far enough to get the downslope, it actually blocks the pipe. So I need this to be like... I could do it like this. That's too far. We put it in a way where it doesn't block the pipe, but it still sets up the cliff face, and then we find other smaller rocks to plug, like this gap, maybe. And then, if this is the upper level we're going with for the exhibit, then we can plug this into the back of this rock, kind of like this, without disrupting that water there. Kind of build a super detailed enclosure ecosystem for only the Deinosuchus. It can be fun. The crocs are really nice. We got our croc exhibits over here. It's kind of... I did do a little bit more work on it, but it's got the fun pipes situation in the middle and like a petrified forest vibe on the top half. Work in progress. Everything's a work in progress. What are the critters for this enclosure? Torosaurus, Monosaurus, Ankylosaurus, and Ornithomimus. Frenchman Formation exhibit. Okay, so take this rock, drop this rock down so that it's essentially level with the lid. That's what I'm thinking. Right like that. So theoretically, that's what I want. I want rocks all the way along this. At that kind of height level. And then the pipe should just like be coming out of the rock face. And ideally we'll keep like the interior clear of rocks, so that you can kind of see down the pipe, like, three-dimensionally. I think that would be cool. So I think for the purposes of our recording, I'm gonna pause while I keep tinkering with rocks. I kind of wish this waterfall here was a little straighter. Dare I try to make it better? Like, this is kind of... Oh my god, now it's huge. This is always dangerous to try to do when you're already putting in other stuff aligned to the area, because it Does not always work. Like, I could block that off with rocks, but, that's a whole thing. How long are my streams usually? Like, 3 to 5 hours, probably, typically. I think we just keep it, like, flowing kind of sideways. Like, it flows out of the pipe, but then, like, we'll put a rock here so that it makes sense that it's flowing, like, sideways, kind of. I think that's probably the best we can do without completely redoing the water. Alright. Recording is paused while we sit here and play with more rocks. We got this guy. It's another flatter piece we might be able to use. I also should probably just get, like, a big piece to, like, put it in the back. Not that big, though. This guy is pretty flat. Maybe if we shrink it down, we can get it to the right level where it, yeah, it's like the same height level as everything else, but doesn't cover the pipe interior. I can tell too much that it's duplicated. I don't really like that. That has not disrupted my water flow. Good. Oop. Well, it still works. It actually didn't delete the waterfall. Shockingly. That did. It's a delicate process working with the waterfalls. Okay. We're going to spend half this stream working with this rock. I know it. I can feel it. Let's just grab some relatively flat rocks, just chuck them up here, and then we'll maneuver them into places where they fit the overall surface, like optimally. I also should try to fill in the gap down here. So some of these linear pieces would be really good to go alongside the pipe. So like this guy, maybe this one, maybe not. Let's just do like 2 of these, but in different orientations. That's pretty good. That doesn't clip inside the pipe, but actually gets a pretty tight seal to it, which is great. Yeah, let's do this end. Oops. Okay. Not bad. So that gets the sides done pretty well. This is a good piece to have, I think, way out here. Like, covering the top of the pipe, I think. Oh, yeah. So I can still see, like, through there. We get some more small rocks to plug in there. That does a pretty good job of covering that. The other consideration we could do here is we keep this back slightly more to the point where the frame comes through, and then it looks like it's kind of like the frame is like embedded in the rock to hold the pipe kind of stable. I think I like the frame being visible. I think that's good. Let's do that. I think I want to do slightly larger. Okay. Okay, that's a pretty continuous rock surface. We've got maybe... No, that's not a gap there, even. That's just kind of some cracks. It's not bad. Make some slight adjustments. Alright, and then these guys. Let's move these back for a second. Yeah, so we got a gap here. Let's rotate this dude around and then slightly enlarge it, and then it should cover this whole section pretty good. Like that. Nope, you can still see that corner piece there where that terrain level comes out. Let's just push it up. This rock can just be a little elevated. That's probably fine. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, I think the top part's pretty good. So now we're gonna make the edges. Honestly, the edges is probably fine. Because we'll put some rock brush through here. So now we just gotta get the front. So this guy is about the right size. Question is, does he have a face that looks like it matches the rest of things here? Maybe like this. Oops. Yeah, so now it looks like the water's kind of flowing around the rock there. Threat level has been raised. I think we have a storm coming in. Okay, so that's the regular rock back there. So yeah. Okay. Don't like the degree to which it juts out at this point, though. So maybe... put it like that. And then we can put another rock here if we decide we need to. Otherwise, we can kind of leave well enough alone. Let's look at our smallest rocks here. Jurassic franchise question, do I think the baby dinosaurs and gentle giants were either born in a lab or taken away from their parents? Well, Colin Trevorrow confirmed in a tweet that they did breed new dinosaurs in the park. But I would think you probably would want, like, genetically engineered dwarves for that petting zoo rather than have new generations of babies getting put in there. So I would say I don't feel like they'd be taken away from their parents. I feel like they'd actually be secretly adult dinosaurs that were just genetically engineered to be tiny. That just makes more sense to me, I think. Okay. Nope. Sir? Sir, you don't belong in there. But I don't have any information, there's no material I know of that supports the idea of them deliberately being dwarves. That's like fully headcanon material. You're going to be really fiddly, Mr. Rock, aren't you? I just want you to tilt a little bit. Sir, can you chill the fuck out? Bruh. There we go. I'm being, like, really picky with this. Like, it really doesn't matter if the rocks clip through the tunnel a little bit, but... I'll know, man. I'll know it's not right. It'll bother me. I think it freaks out when the axis is too aligned. It like starts to jitter back and forth because you're kind of clicking on both sides of the red loop. Or any of the loops. I'm spending more time in this fucking pipe than Mario. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, I need rock down here. Maybe here. Cover the sides of the pipe up a little bit. So that the water appears to be coming from inside the pipe instead of around it. Yeah, genetically modified dwarf dinosaurs just like makes sense, right? Well, that rock actually placed pretty good on its own. I think we can slightly improve on this by tilting it like this. Moving it around a little bit, but not bad. Yeah. Okay. Then something like this that we can use to make it look like the rock face is diverting the water to the side. Hey, Primal Gamer, how's it going? We are, 4 hours into a rock stream as it goes. That's not true, but sometimes it feels like it's true. Then I would have to like fill it up here. I don't think I want this rock. I don't think this one does what I want it to do. Maybe this guy. The problem with this rock always looks like crap. It doesn't have any like fracture faces that really make it feel like some of the other rocks. It feels very different. It's a good rock to put in a field by itself. Less of a good rock to add to a cliff face you're trying to make. Maybe this guy. Could just put it all the way over here. Like that. Honestly, it's not bad. This might be the perfect piece to finish off then once we shrink it down. Honestly, if we put this further over to the point that the ledges here are kind of under the water, does that look cool? Like when the water like bobs in and out and those red ledges are kind of revealed. I don't know if that's good or bad, honestly. Because it kind of looks weird and jagged. Because of imperfections in the water texture, kind of. That's not bad. I'm pretty content with that, I think. Do we have like any individual like lily pads or stuff like that? Isn't there like a lotus pad or something? They're not. What do we actually have in this game for veg? Why do I have inaccessible patrol targets? It's probably just animals in the water, but could be a sign of a larger problem. Climbers? What about, like, putting, like, ivy in the water? Probably looks dumb. Temple aquatic plant. Please explain what that means. Okay, wait. This is like reeds and stuff. Maybe? Yeah. I don't know if this... Dude, why are there so many pop-ups happening? We've been paused for like 5 minutes and they keep happening. What is going on? Okay, what is Ranger Team 8 doing? Is this popping up for every animal in this exhibit? Because he can't... Where is 8? Where is... Okay, this is popping up for every individual thing in this exhibit, which is crazy. Where is Ranger Team 8? Can't reach destination. Okay. So the problem has got to be the frame. Can I have the building, please? Can I have the building? Thank you. No. Actually, this is all part of the viewing gallery. Just kidding. So this guy here... Maybe, just maybe, if we, like, lift it, it can get in. We'll make adjustments to this further if it can get inside, which it probably can't. Wait, he's moving. I think he can get in. We need to open the shelters. Okay, well, we got a storm that rolled in here. We have... This is what our pipe looks like. It's oddly bright inside the pipe. That's fine. It lets you have the three-dimensionality of the pipe in the cliff face. So I ain't even mad about that. We'll have to build up more of this stuff here. But in the meantime, we got to deal with this storm. This building... Well, definitely the Jeep can get in here now that there's a hole in the fence. This building was blocking Jeep pathfinding. It seems to be fine now that I've specifically lifted this barrier here higher. Like, this being up here versus being, like, slightly lower was the decision maker on whether or not the Jeep could pathfind through this gap. And it seems like it'll work now. You can see, like, all the Ranger Team 8 stuff popping up. That's because of that. There was like it popped up one notification that he couldn't get in for like every animal. Holy crap. Alright, guys. I can't wait till I get glass fence on this and it can no longer be broken out because like this sucks. Also just like the fence won't repair when something's in the gap. And all the animals just keep running into the gap and the Jeep runs into the fucking gap. Like, yeah, thank you. Okay. Anybody else escaping? No. We've got an injury. We've got a major fracture. Major fracture detected. Yes, thank you. Guest vitality going viral. Footage of the recent outbreak is spreading fast and could be a big issue for the site. I guess this is... We went viral. Let's just capitalize on this. Yeah, we started a charity fund, right? Oh, we look like, oh, we're so sorry that this happened to somebody. We'll donate to charity and make sure it never happens again. And then everybody will be like, hey, you guys, you really do care, and we'll make even more money. Because corporate charity is really just an advertisement. Cynicism. All right, one sedated. Get back in there, idiot. It looks like the storm is mostly winding down. The fence damage seems to have kind of started chilling. Oh, can we figure out who got a kill? Like, who killed a dude? Infamy level 2. Human kills 3. Coyote killed 3 dudes. Did you kill 3 dudes just now in this single outbreak? You just went on a murder spree? Jackal killed 2 people. Wait, my Coelophysis went crazy. What are they, from the end of Oak Street? Just slaughtering everything that moves? Human kills 1 on Steven Seagal. Damn. They really did. Crow? Okay, the baby didn't get in on it. The juvenile was like watching the adults go crazy, and he was like, I don't know about this, guys. And Niles the Posasukas didn't hurt anybody. He just wanted to go to the beach. And he didn't make it. We should name the celebrity that got killed. I mean, that's problematic. We all know who we want it to be. Whoever you think you want it to be, I agree. That's who should have died. Alright, I think the park is back in control. Exciting. Okay, so, what I want to do with this is if we make dynamic ramps, we do like this. It's too close to the cliff edge. Let's do like this. Little dynamic ramp action. A little dynamic ramp action over here, sir. Sir, give me a ramp. A little ramp action there. A little ramp action like here. A little ramp action like here. And then in theory, the animals can climb all the way up to the cliff while the guests watch from the shoreline. Sorry, I missed the second message, Primal Gamer. This is the Frenchman Formation exhibit for Edmontosaurus, Torosaurus, Ankylosaurus, and Ornithomimus. And we'll do a little smoothing. That way they can climb a little bit better. A little smoothing here. And it looks a little more natural, the slope. Okay. Only way to get lily pads, we use a foliage brush on like any bodies of water. Yeah, I think I remember actually seeing people complaining about that recently online, that like, why can't we individually place lily pads? This sucks. Okay, so now they can cross up there. If we do a little... Also, it probably means I can't generate it in the water at all, right? Yeah, because it doesn't generate in the waterfall. It only generates in the other parts. I was hoping the dynamic rocks would generate a little, like, more in a way that feels natural than, like, this, like, random jagged mess. I should have known to not trust the dynamic rocks to actually do my job for me and fill in any of the gaps in my exhibit anywhere. Because they were not going to do that for me. Okay. Well, sure. So this just sucks. This one and this one, those are bad. Those rocks are ass. I think we just got to put our own rock in here and extend the cliff down. Name the Edmontos after Canadian provinces. It's a little, like, on the nose, don't you think? Maybe. It might work. Hell, I don't have any other ideas for what to nickname them for. We can probably just go for that. That's probably fine. Okay, then around the back here. So do I keep this cliffed up? So this is like a plateau. If we do, let's grab like just the woodland brush. Yeah, see this is just not like steep enough to actually generate rocks mostly. So it's gonna just be a weird inconsistent thing with some rocks. I don't actually hate this though. Honestly, this kind of almost looks better, like the short hill, generating with this like mixture of like a little bit of rock and this like brown dirt texture. This is actually sick. This is actually way better than the rocks themselves. So you know what? Let's keep it. It's more natural looking than what we usually get, actually. And then we go through the middle with a different brush of a smaller size, like this. That's too small, like this. And then we can like open up the paths again, basically. Maybe keep the brown on the cliff edge without so many trees, right? Yeah. We should name the Torosaurus after tricycles. How many tricycles can you name? Because I don't know about you. I can't name any tricycles. I'm pretty happy with this cliff. I think this is an interesting look. This is cool. It's not perfect because it's still very angular in places, but I like the fact that it's got this the vibe of something that's like thinner topsoil as opposed to just raw rock, right? What if we do this? We do smooth, we do like level 2, and we just do like really briefly touch it up. Nah, it's getting a little too weird. A little bit there, a little bit there. Maybe like where it's very obviously like too angular, we touch it up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ruining it or helping it, to be honest. I wish the terrain didn't generate so goddamn angular. I wish it like rounded itself a little bit more. Yeah, see, like there I completely killed the actual like cliff edge. I mean, up here it probably works better because there's more cliff. This is a bigger cliff, so I could probably actually do a decent bit of rounding here. Yeah, see, this works. It's just the other cliff is too short. So this is not. This looks great. I even like that tree being there specifically. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think this slope is specifically this second level is quite good. All right. I think we got an exhibit. We just got to finish this gap here and actually get the animals that are going in the exhibit. But I like it. I like what we've done here. I think this is solid. We got to get this monorail out of here, but this monorail is a placeholder until we unlock hyperloops anyway. So don't even pay attention to that monorail. All right. We just did the research for Edmonto. Let's get Ornithomimus and then start digging. 90k, we'll just run it like that. So, let's find another big rock. Temperate. Some sort of big rock. We could use like the biggest rock and then put it mostly on. This is insane. This rock is nuts. Forget I ever mentioned the biggest rock. We never use the biggest rock. It's just too big. This is, I think, what I might have there. This one's interesting with this like broken face. Actually, the shape is kind of right for this corner. Maybe this works. We just need like a piece to go in here. This is good, I think, for covering that edge. Yeah. So long linear piece like this guy, which I don't think we've actually used. So let's grab you. Let's shrink you down, I think. I think it's good just like that, honestly. Yeah, and I like the kind of asymmetry this gives us. We have this, like, ramp here going up behind the enrichment item, and then this one's kind of hidden. This one's, like, on the backside of this hill. I think that's not bad. And then eventually we'll have something going on here with this path that like goes up the hill or something there, I think. But for now, that can sit.
Asset delivery confirmed.
I think Steven Seagull is my favorite name in this park so far. I was quite happy with that. The Desmatos were in the barn. Cool. And I have status info. Ranger patrol target inaccessible. Are we sure? Medical 2. Where are you currently? Way the hell over here. Let's not worry about it. Although, if I do end up needing to treat somebody, it is going to be a problem. Because I'll have to fiddle with getting the vehicle access working. Let's look at this again. So I don't think we had any issues before. So what if we put it up here like that? I kind of hate it though. Let's try it like this. It sucks that it's like clipping the back wall, but at least the outer part looks mostly good. It's annoying that evil insertion music happens when nothing's really happening. Other than the dinos being pissy for a split millisecond. Yeah, the sound cues could probably use a little work. I see. I spy with my little eye. Misalignment. Good fucking luck ever getting it correct. It's pretty good, though. This one, shockingly, I got pretty good by just eyeballing it. Okay, maybe medical can get in here now. Maintenance Team 7 could not find a route to fence as part of its work. Which fence, sir? Which fence? Can you explain? Oh yeah, this guy's fucking dying. Not Biscuit. Anybody but Biscuit. Okay, medical was going somewhere. I would like to know where medical was going. If they have decided to enter the Chinle exhibit, I would be very happy with them. I think they are going in there. That's great.
Asset being transported.
All right, last residual storm cleanup is underway. Fossils. So, Frenchman Formation A, Torosaurus and Stiggy depleted. Great. Wait. Is Toro in 2 dig sites? Yes, because it's in Hell Creek. Hell Creek A. Admonosaurus Lance Formation. Where is Ornitho? Torosaurus is in 3 dig sites. Ornitho's in Dinosaur Park? Is it only Dinosaur Park? It might only be Dinosaur Park. Maybe we pivot over for Ornitho, since if it's 1 dig site, it'll be easier to do. First. I was kind of hoping at least one of these other guys would be in Frenchman proper, but no. Detective Shovel. I forgot we did a Detective Shovel. The innest of in-jokes. Alright, here's our first halt of Ornithomimus with a conifer and an amphibian along for the ride. Ignore the Stiggies, those were ones left over. It's 100%. It's actually done in 1 expedition. That's pretty good. We'll do you. Back to the field for... Let's just... If I tunnel down... Yeah, let's tunnel down Lance, because that's Edmonto and Toro. I think that's the next one to do. What is the skin we need for this exhibit? Sonoran and Death Valley. Is that correct? Yeah. So this is a Death Valley exhibit, because I'm pretty sure this was Sonoran. Yep. Did we find that medical team yet? Or did they turn around and go home because the guy healed naturally? They did turn around and go home. Right, Biscuit's done. Biscuit's boo-boo has been kissed. Biscuit can return
The asset.
to his home. Fossils. More. I'm not even done with the last batch, but, you know, might as well. Looks like we got 1 Edmono and 1 Toro. So is this dig site is bullshit, right? I guess I'm missing 1 other animal, and the 1 other animal I'm missing is probably most of the bones. But it's 2 Stiggy fossils, 1 Edmono, and 1 Toro. And that's all that is in Lance A. And those are all theoretically separate animals you could research at separate levels and have to go back to the dig site to find 1 more fossil for an animal 3 times. That's crazy. I guess we'll finish Toro. That's not a Torosaurus. This might be, okay, it's changing. I didn't know it did this. I didn't know if you sat here, it actually cycled through the animals that are actually available in the dig site. This is actually revealing that Styracosaurus is here. How long has that been a feature in the game? So wait, if I go back to Lance, I can't, because it needs to be unlocked again. Well, RIP. I can't click on any of them when I have a dig team out. Fair enough.
Transportation underway.
Alright. Let's get the ornithos. This should be a vanilla exhibit. We shouldn't need any special traits. We're doing not Svalbard. This is a Death Valley exhibit for other America skin. America, Death Valley. All right, Death Valley. At least Death Valley's not a bad color for the ornithos. Random favorite, random favorite. This is like a good, like, deep, like reddish chocolatey brown. I like this base color, actually. I was worried, like, some of these are pretty dull, but this is not one of them. Humble, social. Begin. Begin the task. 30 seconds. We don't even need to pause the recording for this one. I should have, though, because now I don't have maintenance 7. Where is this fence? What fence? Tell me which fence. Why are you dying? Why is he about to explode? Alright, Torosaurus, Torosaurus. Torosaurus, Torosaurus, and Torosaurus. Although, what if a Monosaurus? I wish okay, it'll become very clear to me eventually which fence it is he can't reach, because it'll fucking collapse and disappear. And that's how we learn. Actually, is it this? He can't reach this because this is in the way? This is also not even correctly aligned. So I guess we do a little move action. We just realign this with the building and move it. Maybe, can I move this like anywhere actually and not have it be in the way any more than it is? I don't know. Fuck it. Put it there. Sir? Obstructed by itself. How is it? Okay, because I'm clicking back here. Fair. True. I thought I had actually managed to click on the building. But that is not the case. That's the wrong one. Sand. This, sir? Sir? Hey. Hey, you see how that's not the same path? Can we, fucking change that? No? Okay, what do we do this? And then we do this. Well, that sort of worked. Why? There we go. Fiddly piece of shit. Alright. Anyway. That was, none of that was, well, it's still crooked, by the way. I made it crooked in the other direction. Incredible. Okay, let's look at the males. Ooh. Me when I see the place. Okay, we got like 4 green-necked ones. We got this boring piece of shit. You're now a lady. We're definitely taking the pink-necked one. Where'd it go? Hello, there it is. This one is, this is fantastic. But, of course, it's an Ornithomimus. So, lethal. Yeah, 3 lethal baits, 4 lethal baits. That's crazy. Let's do one of those as a male. Based upon the females. Almost everything is lethal baits. Pelophylax, Pulcrana. I like the Pulcrana. The Pelo doesn't really pop. The Rana's probably, yeah, more dramatic. Okay, we got double lethal baits, though, so this one will be a male. Then we have 4 unique females, 2 unique males. Perfect. All right.
Commencing synthesis procedure.
It's so close to straight. Just avert your eyes. Just don't look at it. It's good. It's fine. More Torosaurus. Well, we're definitely over the hump on cash. Let's look at what the income tax is doing now. 275 out of 365. I don't remember what I set those to. I think I set this to scale back to 90%. Which means the offset should be 30, but if I set it to a higher value, then it wouldn't scale up for a while. So if it was 80%, this would be 70-ish. Which is close to correct. So this is probably still in the ballpark of 80% income tax, I'm guessing. Well, we went to Hell Creek, and this is what we found. Some of this, a lot of Pachycephalosaurus. But some much-needed Torosaurus, which is now complete. And then just, yeah, we'll season it lightly with Edmontosaurus, and then clear out whatever crap we can clear out, I guess. There we go. Alright, now there should be, somewhere, more Edmontosaurus. Maybe in Edmonton, perhaps? Okay, we gotta zoom in. North America's got too many dinosaurs. Here, Horseshoe Canyon. Alright, are my ornithos done yet? 7 seconds. Get my kids out. Okay, why is it raining again already?
Collect an asset.
Alright, 6 ornithomimosaurs. Fossils done in 30 seconds, which will be our toros. Okay, he's coming to repair. Yeah, unreachable by vehicle. Interesting. That should not really be an issue. What if I give him a gate? He needs a gate? The maintenance buggy needs a gate to be able to reach this corner. For whatever reason, he won't drive his ass around here and fix it. He's like, I can't do that, man. That's out of range. But if I give him the gate,
Assets in the air.
then it's fine. What a lazy piece of shit.
Asset delivered.
I can't believe I pay that man so much, and he shows me no respect. All right, this is actually the first time we've ever looked at this, maybe. Death Valley. I mean, that's not true, but like in game, because I don't think we ever really looked at it for like the free update. It just kind of came and went. I like the striping down his back. He actually, like, this is as far as like the make the frill big males go, this actually looks pretty good. This one doesn't look like dog shit, unlike the trike. I like the patterning. That's good. Yeah, cool. I always felt that Toro was a pretty decent animal as well. I always liked the feature scales down the back, verging on being quills almost. I like a quilled ceratopsy, and I think that's always a cool embellishment to do. Let's look at some of these other colors briefly, on the male specifically. Yeah, how Darth Maul-y can we get? You know, we gotta rate, every dinosaur has to be rated on the Darth Maul scale. That's how you know it's good or bad. I mean, this is like a 7 out of 10 Darth Maul. You can't really Darth Maul him too much. You can get some red there, but like, what if we do like this, and you do like this? Actually, the stripes are... Yeah, there we go. You know what? That's not bad for a Darth Maul. It's kind of the inverse of what you normally would do, but that's not bad. All right, anyway. That's neither here nor there. These guys should just be cranking Humility Social. Save and exit. Begin. I actually really like the male Toro. Yeah, I think it's solid. Especially like for how disappointing most of the other Ceratopsian males are. For the established animals, at least. Okay, why is an animal out? What happened there? Really? That's it? One Admonosaurus fossil? Alright, do that. Rest you. See what the threat is. Can I see what the threat is? Let me click the thing. Can I click the thing? Thank you. Okay, you are a threat. Why? Is this exhibit made without collision? Because I never checked that. What is the... How do you see the pathfinding thing? It's... Is it this? Dinosaurs. Obstruction small. See, this doesn't appear to be obstructed at all, does it? Interesting, but this has collision on, because this is on flat land. So, what if we do... Yeah, wait a second. Collision is off. What if we just... do this? Don't do that. Collision mixed. If I do that, if I toggle it on and off, collision is now on. So, okay. So, that looks like a workaround, right? If you batch highlight, and then toggle collision on and off, anything that could be collidable becomes collidable? Maybe?
Confirming asset delivery.
It's only the one. Okay, that fixed it. It was literally the moat collision. Cool. For roots. So we definitely need cycads. Do we feel like, should cycads be... Cycads are kind of fun, visually. Maybe they should be down here. Like, we put them in the corners a little bit. Like that. And then a little bit over here. Right by the moat. And then we have to do ground leaf of one kind or another. So we can do Tempeskian and we can do leafy climbers. I have to remind myself of what the geological era of Tempeskia is again. Tempskia. I always say that one wrong. Tempskia, not Tempeskia. There's not a second Y. Hello, phone? Did you die on me? What is going on, phone? Fuck. Okay, my phone is fucked. That's fine. Chrome. Tempskia is Cretaceous. We should put in Tempskia. It is Cretaceous. Tempskia is going in. So what if we put Tempskia on the top of the hill? Because then you would see the trees, like, up on the top. That might be fun. Maybe. Let's look at this from the ground. It's always good to look at your exhibits from the ground. Hey, you know what? Completely coincidental that the sign has a Ceratopsian head on it. That's very fun. I very much enjoy that. Okay, you can't see shit past this fence, unfortunately, because it's like exactly at eye level. It's like, lift me up, daddy, I can't see. Lift me over the fence. I could actually drop it down. I'd be halfway tempted to. This fence is definitely too high. I wonder how tedious it would be to grab all of it and drop it down. But you can see the temp ski up there on the hill, so I think that's kind of fun. Yeah, let's play with this. So this piece, this fence piece is its own thing. It is 4 objects, but these are seemingly discrete objects. So I can, against my better judgment, theoretically do this. And drop all these down about 50%. Ooh-wee. The other option I could do... Wait a second. What if, instead of dropping it down, we just raise the ground up a level? Because the ground is down lower anyway. So definitely the problem with raising the terrain level is that the game fucking hates that. So the terrain editing is always more, like, precise from the bottom of the hill for some goddamn reason, which is just aggravating. Because then you have to do this if you overdo it. And it just kind of sends you back and forth in, like, a death cycle. All right, let me see if I can do something with this. We should probably also, like, actually look at this and see if it's going to look better before doing the whole thing. Oh, that's perfect. That is the solution. That is the perfect height for this. Oh, this is so good. I thought I saw some weird pop in. Okay. I'm like looking out the corner of my eye, trying to see it again. All right, so let's just flatten all the way along. But then we'll try to fix it inch by inch from the bottom of the hill, wherever we can. Which is going to be super fiddly. It's probably better to, like, overly flatten than not to. Oh, this is all going to be a problem, because these buildings are already down here in this lower level. I can leave this lower. I hate it, though. Let's just redo it. It's going to bother me if I leave it. I don't really need to get back in here because I wanted to smooth this out a little bit anyway. Like that little gap by the fence, or the path, I mean. Okay, that is pretty much good. Okay. Oops. Let's put the shelter in first. this time. Because I'm not going to cram them together as tightly, and it fits better that way. Yeah, there. Then we need a maintenance post, which has to be put in a very precise position for it to reach the hotel. Okay, that'll work. Wait. Maintenance team 9 is okay, there. Yeah, so go there, go there. And then I think we never assigned this post. I think I noticed that and then forgot immediately. I think I was making a mental note to check that. Alright. No power. Yes, because this has to be upgraded with range. Boom, that's powered. Okay. Now, let's try to fix the inside. The contours make that look like it's not flat. Am I going nuts? Maybe it's fine. Well, that was not good. Let's look at this on the ground level. Yeah, this seems fine. Huh. I think the contour lines are actually misaligned. Because there doesn't seem to be any wrinkle where that line actually is. Okay, that one's gotta be too far. But this still looks very flat overall. Surprisingly so. I think the sign object there maybe makes the terrain behave weirder here. I guess I'm just gonna have to leave the ridge a little bit more prominent. Oops. Okay, that was too far. Damn you! Yeah, that's not the sign, because there's no sign there. It's some other weird hitbox shit. It might be how close the path gets to the edge of the terrain contour, maybe. Yeah, there's no way I can get rid of that lump of grass there without it immediately dipping. And that's definitely dipping the path, you can tell. Fucker. Okay. Visual inspection. This sucks. This part is really bad. The rest of this is pretty fine. Visual inspection in first person mode. Okay, you can see a little bit of dipping. But I think I'm okay with it. I think I accept it. No, oh wait, you would actually read this? Holy shit, no photography. Yeah, I think the path is getting too far on the other side of the fence here, which is why we can't fix that spot. Here, oh, this is the bad spot, I think, actually. This is quite far inside. Yeah, okay. So maybe I can redo the path. Maybe we can get a path in here that's a little bit better. That's pretty good. Hey Brady, how's it going? Welcome to my dinosaur park building stream. That's not Minecraft, the other dinosaur park building I do. Come on, you can do it. Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, maybe if I do this, and then I do this again. Maybe. Maybe? Maybe. Wait, don't fucking touch anything. Holy shit. This still kind of sucks, but it's better than it was. First person inspection.
Asset delivery confirmed.
I accept this. I think this is fine. The fuck was that? That was the car sailing off the cliff.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an ornithomimus to the park.
We made it work. It took a lot of little finagling, but and a few minor adjustments to the paths, but I'm happy with it. It's not perfect. The terrain does push up here in different places, but you know what? There's only so much you could do. The tools they give you are not precise enough to make it work perfectly. Missing wetland. Oh, of course, you're wetland slop. Why wouldn't you be wetland slop? At least you barely need wetland. We can just make this a little bit of a bog. A little bog action. Yeah, the bog isn't even bad, especially when you don't have to go too overboard on it. That looks fine. Alright, nesting. These guys are going to be communal nesters, of course. They are probably medium, I would assume. Medium. Okay. I would like babies. So let's put... You know what? Let's just put it... nope, too close. Fair enough. Let's put them over here. 1. A 2. And a 3. Alright. Next. I guess I never hit the go button on the Taurosauruses. I remember modifying them. Did I not have... Okay, well, what if we just did it anyway? I think I was supposed to rest and I just didn't do it, I'm guessing. Or maybe I did fossils first. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I was doing. Yeah. Back to Canada. The little-known sequel to Back to the Future. Don't look that up.
Synthesis procedure complete.
I did set these up, right? Yeah, Death Valleys. Alright, here's what we got. These are the ladies. And if they were men, these are what they would look like. Okay. I like the orange combined with the Death Valley brown. That's pretty good, I think. The green, I could do without. This is the same guy? Yeah, it's the same guy. Then the Rana with the red. I think I'm happy to do like 2 females, 2 males. So we got Pilo, Papu, Calco. So Calco or Pilo. I like the Calco, I think. So I think we do this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Yes. We'll get babies of these guys too, since we've never had them in the park properly. The Yankees, I'm not doing babies. And then maybe we don't do baby at Montos. Because I just think we're doing too many babies overall. I want babies to feel somewhat special, so we'll do it for like maybe 50-50 going forward. I don't know. We'll see. Sorry, what is happening? Tuberculosis. Okay, sorry. Okay, eggs. 6 eggs. 6 adults, 6 babies. That works for me. Kill the other nests. Delete. Delete. At least they got babies before they got all sick and disgusting. And I did rest my dude. I might want to clear these fossils real quick. Yes. Cannot find maintenance post 19. Really? Because it's here? But it seems like he can. Okay, it's probably like a positioning thing.
Acknowledging asset collection request.
Oh, I don't have a ranger post in there either. Medicals on this squad here. Oh, I don't have access to this exhibit, period. I never put a gate in. I think we'll put the gate in over here. This kind of just lends itself to being an appropriate spot for it. So, what do we do? We could just put a gate in and then delete the fence and just have this like oversized gate. Or I do like the overlay thing we do. I could just do it like this. I wish we had like other ways that this could work. Because we don't even have, there's no invisible gates, right? Like even when you have invisible, like is there invisible gates if we do an invisible fence? Maybe. Let's do this for now. We can switch it out later. And that might be in range of maintenance, but maybe not. Okay, that is in range of extended range of maintenance. means if I put power here... I don't think that works, right? I just toss down a backup generator? Or do backup generators work in extended range? No, it has to be in close range. So this has to be like here, and then it has to be there. So that all sucks. I am gonna put it up here, I think. And then we'll just have to put another maintenance thing on it. Which is dumb and bad, but whatever. Okay. Life finds a way. This exhibit now has vehicle access as well. I finally put in a gate. So this tuberculosis should be getting dealt with. We got a couple of blue ones that snuck in there. What are they, like get fathered by the mailman or something? What's going on here? What's going on? Why are you blue? I mean, I know why you're blue, because it does randomize. We got double Amazon rainforest paparazzi. They're twins. I mean, that's cool. I mean, this is something I'm happy to have, like the color variants with the juveniles. Even in this park, it's just kind of fun. You are dying. Okay, you need to actually get over here and do this now. Oh, there's only 2 left. Okay, I think we can get these 2 first. Get this, immediately get the dying one. Which was, I can't do it. This one over here in the woods. Okay, showcase the park so far. Sure, give me 1 second. The Taurosauruses are still being airlifted, I guess. So actually, yes, we can do that right now. So this is Fossil Formations of the World. It is a park build that is being based around 12 fossil formations scattered across the globe. We build in separate sectors. This is North America with the Frenchman Formation and the Chinle Formation. Frenchman, currently just the Ornithomimus, Torosaurus coming in, and we're adding Edmontosaurus, and then eventually Ankylosaurus, which we can't afford yet. It is paired, of course, with Chinle, which is the Postosuchus Desmatosuchus. Let's do a little capture mode, maybe, because then we can do midday. So yes, the Crocs are in here, Postosuchus Desmatosuchus, along with a goat, along with Coelophysis. We've got the lower part, which is the wetland part. And the top half is this more petrified forest vibe. Because Chinle Formation is where the National Petrified Forest is. In Arizona or Nevada or something like that. So capturing that vibe makes sense. All these animals are Sonoran skins, specifically. We're doing 1 skin per formation exhibit. A gene mod where the traits of the offsprings are more consistent with the adults. Yeah, I wish genetic dominance and recessive genes was like a thing. I wish you could like breed subsequent generations to get like better generations with like more traits instead of it just being randomized in the same way it is in the hatchery. Huge missed opportunity. But yeah. So that's that exhibit. And then yeah, this is Death Valley skins for this exhibit. And then if you follow the monorail over here, the monorail is a placeholder. It's not actually going to be part of the final park. We get to the Asian sector. This is where we started building. We started with Asia, and then we shifted to North America when the Crocs came out. Our first exhibit we made was Nemet, which is this safari here in this kind of valley. So the safari is a very quick loop that comes out here along the central waterway, loops around to the back, and then back around to the front. Nemet has... Where are our boys? We got 2 Dinochirises here in the swamps. I think we zipped past them earlier somewhere. Hello? There he is. There's one big duck. There's his ball. His favorite ball. He loves his ball. There's the other one. Then we have Gallimimus. And we have Homalocephalus in here somewhere. If you can ever see them, their tiny little frames are difficult to find. There they are. Homalocephalus. And eventually Therizinosaurus will be in this park. We will have Spinosaurus, and will be the Rebirth Spino, mostly because it's new, but also because I probably prefer it, but mostly because it's new. We haven't used it in a park since the Rebirth campaign, so we want to use it somewhere. And these guys are all Quillian Mountain skins. So this is the Quillian Mountain exhibit. And then we have the Shakshi-Mao formation over here. Let's actually do first-person view. Boom. So yeah, we got some nice dioramas from the workshop.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And then kind of this plaza. And then over here past the exhibit sign for the Shakshi-Mao formation, we have this like overlook. Although these tables here unfortunately don't work because of the way guest generation works, I guess. And you can't really get all that close to the edge, unfortunately. But that exhibit in there is Shakshi-Mao. This is currently Chungking and Gigant Spinosaurus, and eventually it'll also be Mamenchisaurus. And these guys are rocking Yukon River skins. So even though Yukon, of course, is in North America, we had to move the skins around slightly because they're not evenly distributed across the globe. So Yukon being adjacent to Alaska, it made sense to shift it over to China. Should make an enclosure where you do a salt marsh environment if you could find an appropriate thing for that. I don't know how we would make a salt marsh, like, visually, right? I would like to do some interesting things like that, but we need to figure out how to do some of those things. Now, where are our chungs? There's a chung, Poutine, the Chungkingosaurus. Yeah. So that's all we have right now. We've got only some of these visitor areas are, like, kind of semi-finalized. Some of this stuff is still very placeholdery. We've kind of got some paths that are just kind of jammed in here going wherever. I like to build with economy and like mechanics enabled. I don't want to just build a sandbox park, you know, with infinite money. I like to actually have the sense of progression. And I modded the income tax to be like really high as well to add to the difficulty for that. So, okay, you're on your way for the Ornithos. This guy is dying. Get him first. So that is the overview. Just use grass. For the salt marsh? We can talk about it another time when I'm building a new exhibit and I need some sort of inspiration. I do like the idea. Just not sure how to approach it yet. So it doesn't make sense to tell me how to approach it now, because then I'll forget by the time I need to remember. This looks like lawn. This looks gross. Can we get rid of this? Little grass. There. Better. More natural. Lawn disgusts me. Return to grass. You play creative like stay on sandbox, just normal dinosaur settings. Yeah, that's totally fair. It's just I was always a challenge mode player, so that's always been what interests me the most. So that's why I like to have the economy on. Okay, Taurosauruses. Wait, are they not? Okay, they're still coming in. I thought I saw a notification about one of them, but they're not down yet. Did one get sick in the air, maybe?
Now, would you look at that? Here we have the largest skull of any known land animal. It's really something to be proud of, so you'll forgive the Taurosaurus for being a bit big-headed, huh? Sure, not the best joke, but I stand by it.
All right, Cabot Finch, sure, man. Yeah, solid-looking animal. I'm happy to see this come back, and I'm happy with the quality level that it came back at. We need ground fiber. We need water. Do you not have enough? No, you just... The ones that are by the water have not properly been airlifted in yet. Fair enough. Ground fiber. We can do calamites. Well, I mean, there's... Cycad groves have ground fiber anyway, so there's no reason not to just go Cycad grove, which is what we're already using. That covers the ornithomimus requirements anyway. We'll expand these groves here, and then maybe throw a little bit around the back as well. Alright. And then these guys, I want babies. They are... they must be medium because it doesn't tell me the nest. If it doesn't tell me the nest, it means I have a nest. Problem is, this nest is on cooldown for only 2 minutes. Okay, I think we leave this in. Let's make sure the ornithomimos can't take it. So we gotta sterilize. We gotta snip our boys. A little vasectomy action here. I can't do it when they don't have status info, I guess. I really don't want to get snipped. Ooh, which is a problem for medical. 30%. Medical's mostly on top of it, though. Okay, medical's on the way. Did medical go back? No, they have to go around because my park terrain is awful. Just the tip, that is not how a vasectomy works. It's just a little off the top. Congratulations, you can't have kids anymore. I don't think that's what I signed up for, doctor. I don't think you did this correct. Okay, can I please have info? Please, 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 please info, please, please, sir, please, please, one info, please. Okay, who's dying now? You are dying now. Okay, I'm curious about the pathfinding here. What is the medical team gonna do? Ah, sure, that makes sense. Okay. And now he turns around, but then he changes his mind and he goes the other direction. Ah, that's, yes, that's a very elaborate maneuver. Uh-huh. Okay. Yep, and then you go that way. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. You can do it. You can do it. You're there. You made it. Get him before he dies. Please and thank you. Okay, now you gotta go all the way back. Have good luck with that one. Alright. Oh, you're done. You're donezo. Wait, maybe you're not sick? Dying. True, he is in fact dying. R.I.P. rat, I think. 3, 2, 1. I think he got clobbered by a posto. I think starved to death. Really? That I question that. Out of everything wrong with his life, was it really the starvation that got him in the end? Questionable. I feel like it was you. I feel like you did this, Niles. I can't say for sure. Fucking no, you are not allowed to claim that nest, goddammit. I was supposed to snip you. But you didn't have friggin' status info. Contraceptives on. Contraceptives on. Guess we're having babies, guys. More baby ornithos. Let's just put in another medium nest for the toros. At this point. Alright. Tuberculosis. You don't fucking say. Is anybody dying? No. Can I get a second vehicle? No. Additional MVU is still locked. Okay. I probably need to get an MVU on the other side of the island, honestly, because this is bad. So let's do that. So, my little compound, a little engine, medical facility, maybe like here? It's kind of bad because the Jeeps will be on the back end. It'll be like annoying for them to pathfind. I think this is good. Yeah, look at that. Look, the corner, it like lines up perfectly. Boom. It was like meant to be. Okay. A little bit of this, and where do I want to go to connect this up? Maybe we go like here. Maybe we go like this, like at the same angle as like that connection, kind of. Sure. Sure, why not? Okay. Let's get dart accuracy. You're gonna friggin' need it, my guy. You get assigned to this. You get assigned to this. And you get in there and start treating my children. Medical team number 3. Let's leave them assigned until they treat this stuff and then peel them off and move them elsewhere. Fossil check. Shit is crazy. 20%. We're done. Great. We have in Monosaurus. Okay, we need to name animals. So Torosaurus names. What do I have on my list for ideas? Astronomers, astronauts, physicists. Yes. All 3 of those. Weapons? Oh, they got little, like, color behind their frill. That's weird. I don't know if I like that. It feels like they're wearing a hat. We could name them after hats. Popes. But no, what do we name the ladies? Popes would be hilarious, but I don't know what I would name the females. Because they kind of got a pope hat. Torosaurus. Torosaurus. What does that evoke? I mean, some obvious things. I also need something that I can have names for the children. So that has to be part of the nickname theme as well. So astronauts, physicists, and such would be better for larger dudes. Another question about gentle giants in Jurassic World. How safe is it really? How safe is any petting zoo? Like, Megatron? That's one name. We could name them after Transformers or something, but the problem is if we name them after Transformers, there's like one girl. I need inspiration. Let's look at the Torosaurus Wikipedia page. Really progressive on the popes. We could just make up pretend popes. Name the biggest carnivore Kuma. We could see about that. We do accept suggestions. Okay. Immediately on Wikipedia, there's a Torosaurus named Tiny. And that's hilarious. Tiny the Torosaurus is phenomenal. We could name them after associated paleontologists like Marsh and Hatcher. But I don't know if we'd get enough. Ooh, Torosaurus is usually taken as being from Torio, which means to perforate. We could name them after, like, bladed weapons. I like that. Let's do that. Bladed weapons. Let's do a gladius. We gotta have a dagger, because that was the name of the princess in Final Fantasy IX, so that's appropriate. Spino will be named Raphael. Spinos are hard to name because people name a lot of them very like obvious names that are overused. So it's always good to come up with your own take on it that's not some other things. Synonyms for small face. What other weapons do we want? We should have a dirk. I don't know what I'm gonna name this lady, but we should have a dirk. This is dirk. Okay. Dirk, dagger, gladius, and don't name one Horner. Yeah. There will be no Horners in this park. This is not Epstein's Island. Let's look at bladed weapons, and let's look for a cool name that makes sense for a lady. Edged and bladed weapons. Balisong? That's pretty good. Could be katana. I think sticking with like European weapons though makes more sense. Because if it's katana wise, why are we not in the Asian sector of the park? We could do a claymore. Claymore would be good. We could make one of the males claymore, then move gladius to the female. Last T-Rex was named Kongung, which is King the King in Swedish. That's a good name because it feels vaguely like King Kong, but you know, has an entirely different root. So that's cool. Types of swords. We could have a machete. There's good options for babies. Actually, should like the babies be named after smaller weapons? Yeah, I think we should save like dirk and dagger for the children because they're like daggers, and then we should do swords for the adults. So let's do swords for the adults and daggers for the children. So, claymore. And then we need two names now. Types of swords. Cutlass. Cutlass is a good one. Because it's a lass. Cutlass. That's perfect. Why not name them after indigenous American weapons? Because that would be even more Googling, and I'm almost done naming them. I think I like the sword dagger pairing for a ceratopsian. Saber. Oh, scimitar is a good one. Yeah, let's do scimitar. So scimitar, cutlass, gladius, and claymore. I like this squad. I'm locking it in. Alright, Torosaurus nicknames. Swords. We nickname the children after daggers. Right? Adults are swords, children are daggers. Ooh, they got subtle coloring on the horns. I just noticed. I'm a sucker for stripes on ceratopsian horns when they look good. I like the subtlety of this. I like some like really like vibrant zebra striping on my horns though. That stuff's really cool. Anyway, not the point. Claymore, gladius, cutlass, and scimitar. That's our squad of 4. And we'll see what we get for hatchlings eventually, maybe. And then for the ornithomimosaurs, we need a nickname theme that can support 40 fucking animals because they laid more goddamn eggs. Have they laid the eggs? 3 more. Okay. So we have 9 juveniles and 6 adults. We need a nickname theme that can support 15 without stretching it too thin. I have an idea. Let me see if there's enough options. I need to wrap this episode up too. It's pushing an hour. How many breeds of chickens are there? List of chicken breeds. Let's go. Okay, there's a lot. There's a lot of chickens. Okay, damn. That's a lot. That's a lot of chickens. Holy shit. There's so many chickens? What the fuck? Why are there this many chickens? There's too many chickens. There's literally like 400 breeds of chickens. This is crazy. Okay, U.S. chickens only, maybe? Okay, these are just named after states. This is ass. Leghorn? Okay, that's pretty good, though. Okay, we're doing chicken nicknames. All right, live chicken nickname theme. You can be Brahma, which is apparently a variety of chicken. We've got a Dominique. That's perfect. That sounds like a proper name. Java's a good name for an Ornithomimus because they're fast. They're like hopped up on caffeine. Obviously, we got to have Foghorn Leghorn because Leghorn apparently is a breed of chicken, so that's perfect. A bunch of these are just named after like locations, and those kind of suck. So I don't really want to name one like Iowa Blue or Delaware. Delaware is kind of funny though. What if we did name one Delaware? It's just Delaware. I think that's good. And then we got a bunch that have America in the title. That's kind of boring. What about Lamona? Because it's like the Mona Lisa. Huh? I think that works. Don't have Game Pass, so you currently can't play. You'll just buy the game. Already got the DLCs you want. Just get the 60. Don't need Game Pass. Only play like 4 games. Yeah, I don't think Game Pass is like worth it unless you're the kind of person who plays like games for like 30 hours and sets them down and never touches them again. Like I habitually come back to like the same handful of games. I'll mix other stuff in and like occasionally new releases and stuff that I don't come back to. But I have a lot of staples as well, as you could tell by the freaking channel that this is on, right? Okay, that's enough good U.S. chickens. What if we go with some UK chickens? Brock Bar? That's a good name for an Ornithomimus. Okay, you're Brock Bar. Okay. Dorking is hilarious. This is Dorking. Fantastic. You're Dorking. Ixworth? That sounds like a butler. My butler Ixworth. Okay. This will be Ixworth. Okay, the UK cooked with chicken names. US chicken breeds, lame names. UK chicken breeds, holy shit, these are fantastic. Dorking, come on, that's so good. Orpington, really? These are fantastic. Orpington is like an incredible name. This is possibly the best nickname theme I've... Scott's Dumpy? Wait. No. How is that a chicken breed? What else we got? We got Rosecomb. Actually, Rosecomb is an unironically really good name for like an Ornithomimosaur. All right, Brahma, Dominique, Java, Leghorn, Delaware, Lamona, Brock Bar, Orpington, Ixworth, Dorking, Scott's Dumpy, and Rosecomb. That's the flock. Let's go. Alright, 2 minutes on those. We need these fossils, and that gets us our monosaurs. Who is dying now? Medical is here. Okay, we saved Raccoon. We lost Rat. Save AOC. We need her to run for president in 2 years. Okay, we got her. I forgot we had AOC in the park. Okay, Mobile Vet 2, this is the one that's on the other side of things. So you're going to get turned off on these 2 enclosures. You don't need to be here. Mobile Vet 3 is going home, but let's get him helping out here, because this shit is untenable. Dong Tao, a Vietnamese chicken. Good one. We can do a Dong Tao when the new batch hatches. Ornithomimus. Imagine. Rabies? Sorry, why does Beijing have rabies? Hopefully we can get this batch dealt with first. Okay, it's mostly dealt with. Insufficient fuel. Oh my god, dude. Why is fuel still a mechanic in this game? It's so pointless. With the addition of, like, maintenance, fuel is doubly annoying. Okay, have our new chickens hatched yet? Yes. Okay, we also are missing ground leaf, technically. Alright then. Didn't I play a dinosaur game with a Weeping Angel Therizinosaurus? Did I? What game was that? I don't even remember for sure. I might have. Okay, more Ornithomimosaurs. No more after this. The suggestion from chat was Dong Tao of Vietnamese chicken. I'm going to take that at face value. Obviously, Dong Tao should be a male for no particular reason. That's just a breed of chicken. There's no particular reason it feels masculine or not. What else we got? Leg bar? Leg bar. We got a leghorn. Having a leghorn and a leg bar is weird. We've got most of the good ones. Seabright is alright. Haha. We'll do a Seabright. But then, yeah, this one's got to be changed. So this becomes... we could do... Well, let's see. What do we got? How about a Ukrainian chicken? Pull top. Boom. Alright. Now we need Torosaurus babies and a Monosaurus. Name one of the chickens robot chicken? Too late. We could name one group of animals after fucking Cartoon Network shows. We're doing Death Valley, right? Yeah. Oops, random favorite, please. Humble, social, save and exit, begin task. Alright, Monosaurus nicknames.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
Alright, we'll take all 5 of these, but we will not have any babies in this park. Pulchranas and Calcaranas. The females just kind of look the same, don't they? The skin doesn't really do much of anything for them. It's a little splash of color on the head. So let's just pick the best males visually. The yellow is pretty good with the base color. So is the black. We definitely want this guy. I'm thinking that one and one of the yellow ones. So maybe these two. Locking it in.
Commencing synthesis procedure.
Okay, Cutlass has claimed a nest. You know what? That is a decent exhibit visually from the ground. Those animals are not too small or too far away. I'm very happy. This is our best exhibit visually, I think, by far. Nemet's not bad, but it's a tour exhibit. Like, for a ground level viewing exhibit, this is cool. Just one baby. One baby's one baby. Alright, it's Dirk or Dagger, depending on if it's male or female. Alright. A successful stream. We'll get these guys down, we'll get the baby hatch, we'll get all 6 of these remaining animals nicknamed, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome...
Really? More tuberculosis. Why would you do this to me? Yeah, Spurb Cells think the animals are lazy sometimes. Just the single egg. Nobody else made it? Just one guy?
Transportation complete. Asset being transported.
Two minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Missing wetland. Oh god, the sloppins. We can't escape it. The land must succumb to wetness. All must be wet. I like the migration going on here. Good stuff.
Asset delivered.
How do you have a medical
First thing
ailment?
they
You
teach you in the
just
real
got
estate game
here.
is location, location, location. I think even the dinosaurs can understand that. So make sure your scenery delivers.
Oh, it must be moist. Yep, that's how it works. All right. Number 5. Okay, well, good. Actually, overdid it on the wetland by a hefty amount, apparently, because I guess a bunch of that wasn't actually in range of the other side, I guess. So, I'm gonna trim it back. Okay, that's maybe an acceptable level of wetland. This is some weird. Some weird terrain melding going on here. It's got strange. Maybe because I hit delete, not like anything else. Okay, yeah, we did overdo it there now, but that's fine. We can go back and make it better. There. That's much more acceptable, I think. This is very wet. I don't like this big wet spot over here. This should probably just be some rock texture, maybe. No, that sucks. So does that. That's fine. Okay. Mr. Montessori. Let's nickname him. I think we have a perfect stable of animals to do astronauts. So we can do Tereshkova for the first female in space. We can do Ride for Sally Ride. And we can do Jemison for the first black woman in space. And for the Starfield and Nutrunner references. And then for the males, how about we just do like Aldrin and Armstrong, because those are both great sounding names. Aldrin and Armstrong. Or how about we do Aldrin, because Buzz is pretty cool, and we do Gagarin. Yeah, let's do Gagarin. There we go. Equal opportunity for cosmonauts and astronauts. So Aldrin, Gagarin, Ride, Tereshkova, and Jemison. That'll be our monosaurs. Alright, and then Torosaurus baby, we got one little fella. There he is. Look at him. Pinch his cheeks. If it's a lady, it's Dagger. If it's a guy, it's Dirk. If a China DLC had Bipalosaurus, Yangchuan, Shangtung, Sinosauropteryx, and Gigantoraptor, would 750 be too much or too little? I would assume if it's a 5-species DLC with 3 new animals and 2 returning, it would be the same as the Croc DLC in cost. I like his little stripey bits. He's very much like similar to the Trike baby, but he's good. Obviously, the osteoderms or the feature scales or whatever down the back are not on the Trike baby, right? All right, and it's a lady, so this is Dagger, so that we have one knife to go with our swords. And the reason I wanted Dagger for the female is because it's also a Final Fantasy IX reference. All right, we can wrap this park build up here, or this episode of this park build up here. I mean, we're nowhere near done. We're gonna be here for months, but yeah, let's end this episode at least. All right. And let's start wrapping the stream up. I don't like how this looks. We've got to get a thumbnail, though. Yeah, it's a little more varied if you do the non-paint brush. You do the actual plant a little bit. It was like 10 to 15. I think it was 10 to 15. That looks better, too, actually, with a little bit of grass and rock mixed together there. Capture mode. Oh yeah, before we do this, make sure the toros are still happy. Which is the baby. Also, make sure the baby is not aggressive. It's not. It's humble and tolerant. He's the perfect child. Or she's the perfect child. Alright. Having just the one baby feels good too. Because then it's like special. It's like when you get a baby panda. Now, ideally, we would have the pterosaurs as the thumbnail and have them be like over in front of the waterfall. But we could also just do this. The baby and the adult, like on either side. Or we could wait for them to get closer. Or they could both sit down and do nothing. Lazy day in the exhibit. Move! Get closer to your mother or anybody. Literally any animal. Get up. Get up. I'm trying to do a thumbnail here. Oh, look, a scary car. Okay, wait. The mother's sleeping, though? This is perfect. It's like seconds before disaster, before the baby like jumps on its head. Look at the colors. You see that? Blue and orange? That's a lighting bug. There's a mod out there that fixes this, but this is caused by the translucent pterosaur wing membranes. The way the wing membranes and the irritator tail are like translucent to the light is like a shader that's basically placed over everything. And then when it's on a regular animal, it does this blue and orange shit. Where all the animals have this blue light shining off them very unnaturally around the edges. Look at that. It's very noticeable in with certain textures in certain places. It's just this blue line. A very unfortunate lighting bug. Because the translucent wing shit is awesome. It's just the way it interacts with the non-translucent animals that bugs out. Alright, I think the thumbnail I have with the baby walking over to the sleeping adult is good enough. So we'll save that off. Humans are the only creatures that truly sleep, nothing else does. It's always only half asleep. I don't think that's true. There are, like, a lot of aquatic animals half sleep, where they'll sleep with, like, half their brain at a time. But, like, I've never heard that applied to, like, cats and dogs and, like, terrestrial mammals and stuff. But I've never looked into it either, so maybe it is true. I can't say. It sounds wrong to me inherently, but that doesn't mean that it is wrong, right? And we're on episode number, what, 6 for this series? Yeah, we're on number 6. Okay, let's save the game. And that'll be it for the stream. Thank you for watching, everybody. We had a good turnout today, and I think a very successful stream. I'm very happy with this exhibit. I think this is, in terms of the interior of the exhibit, honestly, the exterior is pretty good too, this path. I think this is our best exhibit so far. And it took a lot less work than some other stuff did. I would like to get the other exhibits up to par with this if we can, but we'll have to see. I think this pipe thing was really cool too. Like, I think this is a fun idea. I quite like this. But yes, so that'll be it for this. We'll do Minecraft on Wednesdays the next stream, I guess. Yes, that should be it.